Hello everyone, today we are going to discuss about collection framework. After going through this slide, you can expect that we'll learn about what all collection interfaces we have available, what are the concrete implementations of those interfaces, and when do we use which collection in which scenario. So let's go ahead. So here is the collection hierarchy. So at the top we have collection interface. We have another two interfaces, list interface and the set interface, inheriting the same collection interface. You can again see there is a map interface which does not inherit collection interface, but still it's part of collection framework. So collection, we can define collection like it's an object which is again collection of other objects. So this criteria is fulfilled by list interface and also by set interface. So if I compare these two interfaces, list allows to have duplicate objects, but set does not allow duplicate objects. So set comes with some internal functionality which basically filter out the duplicate objects. So later we'll go through some example where we can see that how does it do that. Also there is one more difference, that is list is ordered. So the order in which we insert the objects, we can again retrieve it in the same order, or we can um, control that order. With set we don't have any control, so the order in which we retrieve might not be same as the order in which we insert. So map actually doesn't fulfill this criteria of collection. So map comes with the concept of key and value pair. So that's why map doesn't inherit this collection interface, and it's different. So here we have another two interfaces, sorted set and sorted map. Basically the objects which are in set can be stored in a sorted way, and same here on basis of its keys. So let's go ahead. So collection interface has some basic functionality or basic methods. What all are available are add, that is we can add an object in the collection. We can add multiple object, that is again a collection object into the collection. We can clear all the objects which are already there. We can check if some object is already there in the collection. We can check for all the objects which are already there in the collection. Also we can compare two collections using equals method. Again we have hash code, so that we can compare the hash code of two objects. Is empty tells us if the collection is empty or it has some object in it. We have iterator, which gives basically the iterator of that collection so that we can iterate over it. Remove and remove all are the two methods through which we can remove one or multiple objects from the collection. And size tells us what's the current size of the collection. Okay, let's go ahead. So in addition to the collection interface, list interface also provides some more methods, some more specific functionality specific to the list. So here we have add method along with the index. So we can add an object in a particular index which we can control, so that we can control the order in which we are inserting, also the order in which we can retrieve it. So we can add multiple objects using add all method at a particular index. This get method we can use to get the object from a particular index, and similarly some more methods. Let's go ahead and see what set interfaces has for us. So set interface again has some similar method, that is add, add object. Again, it checks for contains if it's already present. Empty, if the set collection is empty, we can get an iterator over it. And similar remove method. uh, then we have map interface. So basically we can do a put operation. These are the main operation that we have, that is put operation, where we can insert a key and a value pair, and we can insert multiple key value pairs using put all method, and similarly we can remove it. Let's go ahead and look at some examples to understand all these things better. So here I have an employee object where I have defined 3 key members. So to this entity I have an ID, I have name and city. So I have not created any fancy stuff. So here we have a constructor which takes all these 3, ID, name and city, and here I have getter and setter of all these things. Along with it, I have added a toString method. Basically I have overridden the default implementation of toString method for my example. So again, employee object, three class members, ID, name and city, one constructor, getter and setter, toString. No fancy stuff. Let's go ahead and check it with an example. So here I have a class. Inside main method I have defined 3 objects of the same class, that is employee. So I have provided ID1 A Hyderabad, ID2 name as B Pune city, ID as 3 name as C and city is Bangalore. Now I add all these 3 in a list. So how do I define a list? So here I declare a list and I am using array list for this. So array list is a concrete implementation of list. So I'm using it, we'll talk about it later. So I have used add method to add all these 3 objects. Let's go ahead and print this list. Let's see what this has. So as you can see, I have 1A Hyderabad, 2B Pune, 3C Bangalore. It's exactly in the same order in which I have inserted. Let's try changing the order. So now it becomes again the same order in which I have inserted. So here comes E first, 1A Hyderabad, then comes E2, that is 3C Bangalore, and then 2B Pune. So this is how we can use list. Let's go ahead and try something with set. So I'll go and comment it out for you. And I have already defined something. Yes, let's try out that. Okay, so now I have 3 objects. Again, E and E1 are 2 different objects, but they have exactly the same value inside it, and E2 is again different. So if I simply go ahead and try to execute this By the way, here I am using set, and I have concrete implementation of set. I am using hash set. So we'll again talk about this later. And if I just simply go ahead and execute this, so it'll do nothing actually. So set by default is not ordered, so the sequence in which I have inserted that might not be the same in which I get it here. So here I see I have this 3C Bangalore, 1A Hyderabad, 1A Hyderabad again, since I have inserted two different objects with the same values. So it's not actually filtering out the duplicates. So for hash set to filter out the duplicates, it's necessary that we override another two methods, that is hash code and the equals method. So here I have already implemented those two. So I'll just go ahead and add it in the class, employee class. So I have not added anything extra. The only thing which I have added is override the hash code method. So the importance of hash code method is hash set first goes and check for the hash code of the object. If the hash code of two objects are same, that doesn't exactly mean that the two objects are same. So if it's different, so that means the two objects are not same. So first it checks for the hash code. If they are not equal, means those are not same. If they are equal, then it goes ahead and checks for another method, that is equals method. So again, if equals method says that these two objects are same, then it filter out the one you are trying to insert now. So if it's already there, that will be there. The new one which you are trying to insert will not go inside the set. So I have overridden the hash code method and I have used its ID multiplied by the length of the name, and I have added the length of the city to the product of ID and name. So this generates me the hash code. And let's talk about the equals method now. So first I checked for instance of, so that the object which I'm trying to check for the equality has to be instance of employee, otherwise I'll just return false. So I assume that it's an instance of employee and then I downcast it to employee. Then I look for if the ID of the current object and the past object is same with the name and city. If all these three things are same, then I'll assume that these two objects are same. So here I return true for this. So let's now try out the same method, what it returns. So now I have two objects, that is 1A Hyderabad, 3C Bangalore. So it has filtered out the second object, that is duplicate one. So this is how set works. So that's the basic difference between list and set. Okay, let's go and try out map thing. So here I'm using map, and for implementation of map I'm using hash map. This is the concrete implementation. So here you can see my key to the map is a string object and the value is an employee object. So here I add all the three. Before adding it, I'll just change the value. So anyways, it doesn't make any difference, but still, let's do that. Yeah, so with one key I'm inserting E as the value, with key 2 I'm inserting E1, and with 3 I'm inserting E2. So let's go ahead and execute this. So here again we can see this is again not ordered. So 3 we have 3C Bangalore, 2 we have 2B Pune, and for 1 we have 1A Hyderabad. So this is how we can use map. Let's again go back to the slide what we have here. So we have seen couple of implementations of list, set and map. So with my examples, for list I used array list, and for set I used hash set, and for map I used hash map. We have more implementations to it. For list we have linked list as well. For set we have tree set, which actually implements sorted set. So it stores everything in a sorted way, the objects whatever we insert. Similar with tree map, it also stores everything in a sorted way, sorted by the key. So this is the final hierarchy we have. For list we have array list and linked list. For set we have hash set and tree set. For map we have hash map and tree map. That's it for today. Thank you.